Happy New Year! It is exciting to be back, but kind of weird to be back on our computers. So I wanted to read a story to you today. And if you don't know me, I'm Mrs. Adams. I teach book club here at River Springs. But I would like to read this book called The Important Book. Now, this author is familiar because she wrote this book called Goodnight Moon that we read a lot in my house to my 2-year-old. Um, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the words on the screen. I'm just going to play this video, but I'm going to read it from in front of me. I'm just letting you be able to see the pictures. So there's a picture of a glass, and it says, the important thing about glass is that you can see through it. And then it's going to tell you the title, The Important Book. The important thing about a spoon is that you eat with it. It's like a little shovel. You hold it in your hand. You can put it in your mouth. It isn't flat. It's hollow, and it spoons things up. But the important thing about a spoon is that you eat with it. The important thing about a daisy is that it is white. It is yellow in the middle. It has long white petals, and bees sit on it. It has a ticklish smell. It grows in green fields, and there are always lots of daisies. But the important thing about a daisy is that it is white. You can see in that picture the bee sitting on top of the daisy. The important thing about rain is that it is wet. It falls out of the sky and it sounds like rain and makes things shiny. And it does not taste like anything and is the color of air. But the important thing about rain is that it is wet. The important thing about grass is that it is green. It grows and is tender with a sweet, grassy smell. But the important thing about grass is that it is green. The important thing about snow is that it is white. It is cold and light. It falls softly out of the sky. It is bright. In the shape of tiny stars and crystals, it is always cold and it melts. But the important thing about the snow is that it is white. The important thing about an apple is that it is round. It is red. You bite it, it's white inside. And the juice splashes in your face. Tastes like an apple, and it falls off a tree. But the important thing about an apple is that it is round. The important thing about the wind is that it blows. You can't see it, but you can feel it on your cheek and see it bend trees and blow hats away and sailboats. But the important thing about the wind is that it blows. The important thing about the sky is that it is always there. It is true that it is blue and high and full of clouds and made of air, but the important thing about the sky is that it is always there. The important thing about a shoe is that you put your foot in it. You walk in it and you take it off at night. And it's warm when you take it off. But the important thing about a shoe is that you put your foot in it. The important thing about you is that you are you. It is true that you were a baby, and you grew, and now you are a child, and you will grow into a man or into a woman. But the important thing about you is that you are you. That's the end of this story. And I chose this because at the beginning of the school year, you have a lot of time to think about who you are and who you were last year. But sometimes we forget to do that at the beginning of a new year, and it's 2021. We just celebrated a brand new year. And so I wanted to remind you that you are so important and that the important thing about you is that you bring something to your class that nobody else does. And you bring something to your family that nobody else does. And so I just wanted to remind you of that because everything has a purpose. A glass, the sky, a shoe, and I like this page, the snow. I wish it would snow here. But everything has a purpose, and I want you to think about what makes you so special that you bring something that nobody else does to your class. And so I hope that you think about that because you bring maybe you're funny. Maybe you are a good listener. Maybe you are the kind of friend that somebody needs because you are kind. So I want you to think about what makes you special and what do you bring to your class this year. And we're starting a brand new year, same school year, but I just want you to think about that and maybe check in and tell your teacher what you think you can help bring to your class. Bye.